Donald Trump is set to receive his second intelligence briefing today, but his immigration plans still dominating the headlines. The Republican nominee spoke last night on the O'Reilly Factor about his meeting with the president of Mexico and the back and forth over who will pay for Trump's proposed border wall. Take a listen.
The wall will get built, and in fact that was sort of acknowledged if you look at the statement. And he disagrees on who's going to pay for the wall, but that's a negotiation, and I will tell you that the United States will not be paying for the wall. Mexico will be paying for the wall. Now, if I become president, now somebody else becomes president, probably, it will go right down the tubes like it always does with the politicians.
Chief political correspondent Carl Cameron is live outside Trump Tower. So, Carl, where does Trump's immigration plan stand at the end of this week? There's been a lot of back and forth.
Sure. It's pretty much back where he began with it. He says he's going to build a wall and make Mexico pay for it, but doesn't exactly say how. He often talks about the trade deficit that the U.S. has with Mexico and suggests that by rejiggering NAFTA, the North American Free Trade Agreement, there might be some way to recoup some of the cost for the wall. When it comes to the deportation of the 11 million undocumented immigrants that are in the country right now, he's back to where he originally was, saying that if you're here in the country illegally, you got to get out. By some estimates, Mr. Trump plans to deport between 5 and 6 million, so that would roughly be half. The cost of that will be tremendous. The amount of manpower, even more so. And the question of how that would be done, when that would be done, is very much open-ended. He says that the major criminals could be removed quite quickly, which begs the question, if it was so easy, why wouldn't the Justice Department already be doing that? They've got to be found, and they may need to be housed as part of the rounding up with detention centers, which is a prospect that the American public hasn't really contemplated all that aggressively yet. And so he's got a lot of things on his immigration agenda and has yet to explain how it will happen, other than Mexico's going to foot the bill, even though the Mexican president said that that's not going to happen either. Melissa?
Yeah, and he's even said that, once you deport that criminal element, we'll see where we are, making it very open-ended. What do you know about Trump's visit tomorrow to Detroit?
Well, he's going to be doing another one of his African-American outreach events, and he'll go to Detroit and he'll actually take part in an interview as well as address the employees and the members of the only African-American owned and operated evangelical TV network. And there'll be a little bit of a rehearsal for that, so to speak, today, when he'll go down to Philadelphia and he'll have a meeting there with a business roundtable that'll include religious leaders and civic leaders of the African-American community. There was some controversy about the meeting tomorrow when it was revealed that the questions and the answers had already been determined and were going to be prearranged and preset. And because that sort of takes a certain amount of the spontaneity out of it, Trump's also added a 5 to 10 minute conversation with some of the journalists of the network that'll be live and impromptu and will fulfill that spontaneity need. Melissa?
Oh, it's always spontaneous when Donald Trump is involved. You never know what to expect. Carl Cameron, thank you so much for that report. Great.
You bet.